Hello friends, welcome to Fairs Cloud Learn to Lead. Good morning to all the students. Today we will discuss very important current affairs of 17th of June 2022. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and the most important current affairs. So watch this video till last. But first of all, you have to download our application Careers Cloud from the Google Play Store. After that, log in with your email ID. Then click on this Crack Current Affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But the most important thing, what we are covering under this 1 year and the 2 year subscription, we are providing you daily section. In the daily section, you will receive three things. One is the detailed current affair. Second is the question and answer format of current affairs, but both will be provided in the form of PDF or in the form of ebook. And third is the quiz section, and this can be attempted only on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, we are providing three things. One is the detailed current affairs, second is the question and answer format, but both things will be provided in the PDF format, and third is the quiz section, which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Next is the monthly section, and in the monthly section we are providing you four type of PDFs. One is the detailed current affair PDF, which is known as study PDF. Next, all the detailed current affairs will be converted in the form of question and answer. That's why it is known as question and answer PDF, so that you can revise all the current affairs in the question and answer format. Next is the best 100 current affairs will be provided. That is also provided in the form of question and answer. And last is the pocket PDF. It means one liner, two liner, or the three liners current affair will be provided to you, so that you can revise these current affairs very quickly before your exam. Next is topic wise current affair. This is very important section because we are providing 20 most important topic wise PDF. If you want to revise one or two particular topics, then you can use this topic wise PDF. If you are a banking student, then we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format of current affairs, but only related to banking and economy, and third is the quiz section. It is also only related to banking and economy, and you can attempt this quiz section only on our application on monthly basis. Next is exam PDF. If you want to cover all the current affairs before your exam of particular year, then you can use this exam PDF. Next is special current affair section. In the special current affair, we are providing you budget and economic survey. Two things we are providing. One is detail, budget and economic survey. Second is question and answer format of budget and economic survey. It means you can recall that examiner can make these type of questions from budget and economic survey. If you are preparing for your respective state exam, then we are also providing state current affairs, and we are covering every state and union territory. So all these things comes under only one subscription. First of all, you have to just download our application Careers Cloud, then click on this Crack Current Affairs section, and you can subscribe for 1 year as well as for 2 years. And if you want 10% extra discount, then you can use this code ASH10. If you have any query, then you can email us on this email ID, or you can call us on this number. So let's start 17th of June 2022 current affairs. But first of all, you have to like this video. You have to share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe our channel if you're new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link, so that you can receive the notification on time. Here is the first question in the most important section. What is the rank of India in the World Competitive Index of 2022? So there are so many things which are most important under this question. One is the World Competitive Index of 2022. This is released by which organization? This is released by one institute named as IMD. It stands for International Institute for Management Development. And what is the rank of India's? India's rank is 37. So answer of this question is A. And which is the topmost country under this index? And the topmost country is Denmark. So these three things are very, very important. So you can see here, India jumps 6 places to 37th rank in the World Competitive Index, and which country tops? This is Denmark. And this index is released by International Institute for Management Development, and the top country is Denmark, and India jumps 6 places to 37th rank. It means earlier the India's rank was 43rd in the year of 2021, but now India's rank is 37. It means India has jumped 6 positions. And you can also remember, this is the Denmark, and second rank goes to Switzerland, third rank goes to Singapore. First 3 countries you have to remember. And India's rank is 37, but earlier India's rank was 43rd, and India jumps 6 places. This is specially I am covering for the State Public Service Commission examination. So International Institute for Management Development Annual's World Competitive Index was released, and this is the 34th edition of this index. Again, this thing is very, very important for the state PSAs, and India has jumped 6 positions, and Denmark has topped in the 2022 ranking, featuring 63 economies, followed by Switzerland and Singapore. In simple words, you can say that this World Competitive Index ranked 63 economies and assessed the extent to which a country promotes its prosperity and its people by measuring the economic well-being through hard data and survey responses from the executives. So out of 63, Denmark tops and India's rank is 37. And you can also remember this International Institute for Management and Development. Its location is in Lausanne. One is Lausanne. Lausanne is in Switzerland, and second location is in Singapore. So there are two locations. One is Singapore, second is Switzerland. So moving to next question. Which country with India has announced the formation of a new group which is known as I2U2? So this is very interesting group, and this group is formed by United States of America, and United States of America has announced the formation of this I2U2, a new group that includes India, Israel. So I2 stands for India and Israel, and U2 stands for United States of America and United Arab Emirates. So answer of this question is all of these. So D is the answer. So you have to remember I2 stands for India and Israel, U2 stands for United States of America and United Arab Emirates. So India, Israel, UAE and United States of America formed I2U2 grouping, and US to hold first summit because it is started or it is announced by United States of America. So the new grouping is known as I2U2, with I standing India and Israel and U standing for United States of America and the United Arab Emirates. And US President Joe Biden will host the first of its kind virtual summit of I2U2 during his visit to the West Asia from 13th of July to 16th of July 2022. And he will host this meeting with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Israel's Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, and United Arab Emirates President Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. And it is an entirely new grouping of partners dedicated to enhancing economic as well as the political cooperation in the Middle East and Asia, and especially through trade, climate change mitigation, energy cooperation and other vital shared interests. And the summit, which will be hosted by United States President Joe Biden, will focus on the food security challenges especially and other areas of the cooperation across hemispheres, with the United Arab Emirates and Israel serving as the significant innovation hubs. So that's why this group is very, very important. So now we are moving to the next question. What is the rank of India in the Global Skills Report of 2022? Again, 3 or 4 things are very, very important under this question. One is this Global Skills Report of 2022. This is published by which company? This is basically released by United States of America's company, which is known as Coursera. So Coursera company released this annual edition Global Skills Report of 2022, and India's rank is 68th and topmost country is Switzerland. So these 3 things are very, very important. So you can see here India has ranked 68th in terms of overall skill efficiency globally, and this report is published by Coursera, and this is United States of America based company. So United States based Coursera's released annual Global Skills Report of 2022, and India's rank is 68th. We already covered this point, and you can also remember the report named Switzerland in the number 1 spot in the second consecutive year in the overall skills, with 99% proficiency in the businesses, 94% proficiency in technology, 97% proficiency in data science. And second rank goes to Denmark, third rank goes to Indonesia, and fourth rank goes to Belgium, and fifth rank goes to Singapore. So you can remember the first 2 rankers, one is the Switzerland and second country is Denmark here. And the report ranks the United States of America on 29th in overall skills proficiency, lagging behind the countries in Asia as well as Europe, because Asia's 19th positions goes to India. You can also remember in Asia or the sub-regional area, 19th rank goes to India. And the report benchmarks 3 most in-demanded skill areas, including business, technology and data science. And this report specially estimate that 28 million new technology jobs will be created in India by the year of 2025. And if you are talking about state-wise, then India's West Bengal state ranked number 1 in the terms of skill proficiency across the 3 domains, and also earned a perfect 100% proficiency in more than 10 skills across the 3 domains, such as leadership and management, human resources, cloud computing, computer programming and machine learning, and also the data analysis. So just remember, West Bengal state ranked number 1 in terms of the skill proficiency. And you can also remember one important thing, India's rank is 68, the top country is Switzerland, and this is released by United States based company Coursera. These three things are important. And last thing is West Bengal state ranked number 1 in terms of skill proficiency. So now we are moving to next question. Which city from India ranked top in the Global Startup Ecosystem Report of 2022? Again, this question is most important, and you have to remember this report or this Global Startup Ecosystem Report is published by one company which is known as Startup Genome. Remember, Startup Genome. It is a world-leading innovation policy advisory and research firm who released this Global Startup Ecosystem Report. And this is the 10th anniversary edition of this Global Startup Ecosystem Report, which is also known as GSER. And which city from India ranked top in the Global Startup Ecosystem Report? Then answer of this question is very simple. Answer is Bengaluru. So C is the answer, and in the overall list Bengaluru's rank is 22nd. So you can see here, this is Startup Genome, and who released this Global Startup Ecosystem Report of 2022, and Bengaluru ranks on the 22nd position, but in India this city tops. So Startup Genome, a world leading innovation policy advisory and the research firm, released this Global Startup Ecosystem Report of 2022, and various Indian ecosystems have risen in the ranking compared to the 2021 ranking, and Bengaluru, Karnataka has ranked on the 22nd position on the global ranking, up one place from the 2021 ranking, because earlier Bengaluru rank was 23rd. But Delhi has moved up 11 places and ranked 26th, and Mumbai is ranked on the 36th position. So first rank goes to Bengaluru from India, second rank goes to Delhi, and third rank goes to Mumbai. And Bengaluru's overall ranking is 22nd, and Delhi's rank is 26th, and Mumbai rank is 36th. And you can also remember that Telangana and Kerala are among the top 10 in the global ecosystem in the affordable talents. And I think all the students know this, that India has produced around 44 unicorns in the year of 2021. Unicorns means the total valuation of this startup is now $1 billion or more than $1 billion. And Silicon Valley has ranked number 1 in the global startup ecosystem ranking, because in India it is topped by Bengaluru, but globally Silicon Valley has ranked number 1 in the global startup ecosystem ranking, followed by New York City and London in 2nd position, followed by the Boston in the 4th and Beijing in the 5th position. So second rank goes to New York, and third rank goes to London, and fourth rank goes to Boston, and fifth rank goes to Beijing. But you have to just remember the first two, Silicon Valley and New York City. And North America dominates the global ranking with around 47% of the top 30 ecosystems in the region. But you can remember this Global Startup Ecosystem Report. So this 2022 edition ranks the top 30 and 10 runner-up global ecosystem, includes a top 100 ranking of emerging ecosystem. So it also explores the startup communities from a regional perspective and separately rank the ecosystem in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, Latin America, North America and Oceania. And this report includes a ranking of leading 140 ecosystem, continental insights and exclusive founder focused articles from thought leaders and experts around the world. So that's why this question is most important, because we are talking about most important report, Global Startup Ecosystem Report of 2022. So now we are moving to the next section. Next section is a very important question section, but first of all you have to like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link so that you can receive the notification on time. Here is the first question in the very important section. Which state emerged as the largest state with outstanding microfinance loans portfolio? So this question is very important because this report is given by one institution which is known as MFIN. It stands for Microfinance Institutions Network, and this institution released a report which is known as Micrometer Report, and under this report this company represented a financial year 22 data, but this is only for quarter 4 and it is for microfinance loans. And answer of this question is Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu has overtaken the West Bengal as the state with the largest outstanding portfolio of microfinance loan. So earlier the topmost state was West Bengal, but now it is Tamil Nadu. So you can see here Tamil Nadu pips West Bengal to become the largest state in terms of the outstanding microfinance loans portfolio. And Microfinance Institution Network, which is MFIN, and Industries Association has released the 41st issue of the Micrometer report, and it is for the Q4 of the financial year of 2022 or 21-22. So it is a quarterly report that gives an overview of the microfinance industry as of 31st of March 2022. So you can remember Tamil Nadu gross loan portfolio was rupees 36,806 crore as of 31st of March 2022. And you can also remember second rank goes to Bihar. Bihar's overall gross loan portfolio was 35,941 crore as of 31st of March 2022. And third rank goes to West Bengal. West Bengal overall portfolio was 34,016 crore rupees. So first rank goes to Tamil Nadu, second West Bengal, second is Bihar, third is West Bengal, second Bihar and third is West Bengal. And West Bengal was followed by Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra, but this is not important. But you can also remember Dr. Alok Mishra is the CEO and director of this MFIN or Microfinance Institution Network. I am writing here name Dr. Alok Mishra. Alok Mishra. Moving to next question. Which company launched industry's first instant credit line on WhatsApp application? Again, this question is very important, especially for the banking students, because this company is using WhatsApp technology to provide the instant credit for the micro, small and medium industries. And answer of this question is Cashy company. So D is the answer. So Cashy company, which is a artificial intelligence driven financial wellness platform, and this company has introduced an industry's first instant credit line services on WhatsApp, leveraging its artificial intelligence powered chat capability. So Cash-E provides an instant credit line which is 24/7 on WhatsApp application to the customers by merely typing their names into the service without the need for any paperwork, application downloads or any time consuming application forms. So Cash-E WhatsApp chat services is built on the WhatsApp business platform, an enterprise solution that enable businesses to engage with new as well as the existing customers on the WhatsApp in a simple, in a secure and reliable manner. And the service is available to all the salaried customers, and any customer can use it by sending hi message to the Cash-E's WhatsApp number, which is this number. And leveraging WhatsApp growing user base in India, Cash-E has become the first financial technology firm to offer the service using its artificial intelligence powered chatbot. And during the beta stage, the service gained a lot of popularity with clients with a near zero delay in approving credit limits for the know your customer compliant customers. And artificial intelligence powered bot underpins this service, matching the customer's input and automatically facilitated a formal application as well as a KYC check. So just remember who launched this industry's first instant credit line on WhatsApp application. In simple word, you can remember this Cash-E company started this loan facility through WhatsApp to the micro, small and medium industries. And who is the founder and chairman of this company Cash-E? This is V. Raman Kumar. V. Raman Kumar. Moving to next question. Government of India will set up dash schools to prepare students for future. This is static question. Just remember the question as same as in slide. So Ministry of Education announced that the Government of India is set to establish Prime Minister Shri schools. So answer of this question is B, which are fully equipped to prepare the students for future. So these state-of-the-art schools will also act as a laboratory for the new education policy of 2020. And the announcement was made during the two-day National Education Minister Conference, which was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And the conference focused on the implementation of the new education policy of 2020 in different states. So remember, Ministry of Education announced that the Government of India will set up Prime Minister Shri schools, which are fully equipped to prepare the students for future. Moving to next question. Israel and which state government signed a joint declaration on the water corporation? So this question is again static, but This is signed by one state with one country. That's why this question is very important, and answer of this question is Haryana. So the government of Haryana and government of Israel have signed a joint declaration on integrated water resources and capacity building. So this is Israel and Haryana government who signed a joint declaration on water cooperation. So this marks a significant event as India and Israel celebrated 30 years of diplomatic relations, and water security has been one of the most important pillars of the India-Israel relationship. Both Israel and Haryana will strengthen the relationship in water management sector, and both Israel and Haryana will improve the public health in the region and cooperate and coordinate efforts to protect water resources, and the main aim is to preserve the water resources in public water areas of the Haryana. So just remember the question as same as in slide. This is Israel and Haryana government who signed a joint declaration on the water cooperation. And remember about Israel. Israel's president is Isaac Herzog. Full name is Isaac Herzog, and Prime Minister is Naftali Bennett, and capital is Jerusalem, and currency is Israeli new shekel. You can also remember all these things about Israel. Moving to next question. But Haryana's Chief Minister is Manohar Lal Khattar ji, and Governor is Bandaru Dattatreya ji. Which company won a bid to construct Noida International Airport at Jawar, which is situated in Uttar Pradesh? It is also known as Jawar International Airport, and this company is Tata Project. So answer of this question is C. So the Yamuna International Airport Private Limited, which is also known as YEAPL, has selected Tata Projects to undertake the engineering, procurement and construction. It is also combinedly known as EPC of a new greenfield airport, which is known as Noida International Airport, and it is situated at Jawar, Uttar Pradesh. So the Tata Projects Limited, the infrastructure and the construction arm of the Tata Group, had won this bid to construct the terminal, runway, airside infrastructure, roads, utilities and landside facilities. It means it is to undertake the engineering, procurement and the construction of this airport. And this NIA spread across, or Noida International Airport spread across 1334 hectares, and it will have a single runway operation in the first phase with a capacity to handle 12 million passengers per annum at an investment of almost 5700 crore. And this Noida International Airport is expected to be functional by the year of 2024. So just remember, it is also known as Jawar International Airport, Noida International Airport, and the company is Tata Projects, who will construct all the things like engineering, procurement and the construction of the new greenfield airport, and this is Noida International Airport. Moving to next question. Who is appointed as the Prime Minister of Somalia? Again, this question is static question, and Somalia's current president is Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud ji, and Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud ji appointed Hamza Abdi Bare. So answer of this question is D, Hamza Abdi Bare, as the Prime Minister of Somalia. So Somalia's president appointed lawmaker Hamza Abdi Bare as the Prime Minister of the Somalia. And Hassan Sheikh Mohammed is very important personality for the Somalia, because he recently won the presidency for the second time in the month of May 2022, having previously served as the president of this country from 2012 to 17. So president is very important for the Somalia. And remember about the Prime Minister. Prime Minister is Hamza Abdi. Hamza Abdi has been involved in the education sector, co-founding one university of Somalia, which is very important. This is Kismayo University, which is a leading community-based network that aims to rebuild Somalia's schooling system. So just remember, the Prime Minister names is Hamza Abdi Bare, and President name is Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, and Somalia's capital is Mogadishu. You can remember the capital name, Mogadishu, and currency is Somali shilling. Moving to next question. India successfully tested a short-range ballistic missile which is known as Prithvi 2. What is the range of Prithvi 2? So first of all, you have to remember that India successfully carried out a night launch of a short-range ballistic missile which is Prithvi 2 from an integrated test range which is situated in Chandipur in Odisha. And Prithvi 2 is specially a surface-to-surface short-range ballistic missile developed by Defense Research and Development Organization of India under its Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. And India has 3 Prithvi missiles, with Prithvi 1 having a range of 150 km, Prithvi 2 having a range of 250 km, and Prithvi 3 having a range of 350 km. So we are talking about Prithvi 2, so answer of this question is B, 250 km. So you can see here, India successfully tested a short range ballistic missile which is known as Prithvi 2. So Prithvi 2 missile is also capable of carrying nuclear weapons, and precision on striking the target is very high, with which the night attack is feasible. That's why night launch of the short range ballistic missile tested. So it was initially developed for the Indian Air Force as its primary user and was later inducted into the Indian Army. And the missile is a single stage liquid fueled missile that has a maximum warhead mounting capability of 500 kg along with 250 km extended range, and it can be launched from a mobile launcher. And in 1996 the missile was the first test fired, and developed stages were completed in the year of 2004. So Prithvi 2 missile can carry a weapon ranging from 500 to 1000 kg and is powered by 2-engine liquid propellant. And the range of Prithvi 1 is 150 km, Prithvi 2 is 250, and Prithvi 3 is 350 km. So just remember this thing. And all the Prithvi missiles are prepared by DRDO. So Defense Research and Development Organization, which is a very important organization of Ministry of Defense, and chairman is G. Satish Reddy, and headquarters is in New Delhi, and this organization was founded in 1958. Moving to next question. This is from picture, and there are some cabinet approvals. These are not so much important, but this will definitely enhance your knowledge. So Union Cabinet approves agreement on the cooperation in the field of youth work among the Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states. So the agreement was signed by India after its adoption by the SCO member states in the September 2021, and the official working language of the SCO secretariat is Russian as well as Chinese. So the main objective is to strengthen mutual trust, friendly relations and cooperation among the youth people of the SCO member states, and also to further improve the conditions for the youth cooperation based on international experience. So why we are covering this question? It is for Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So this organization currently comprises 8 member states. These are China, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Pakistan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. Even 4 countries are the observer. These 4 observer countries are Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran and Mongolia, and 6 are the dialogue partners. These are Armenia, Azerbaijan, Colombia, it is Cambodia, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Turkey. So these 6 countries are dialogue partners. These 4 countries are the observer status, and these are the full-time members of the SCO. And SCO was established in the year of 2001. Its currently Secretary General, who was recently appointed, named as Hang Ming, and its headquarters is in Beijing, China. Next is Cabinet approves MOA by India for establishment of BIMSTEC Technology Transfer Center, and it will be situated at Colombo, Sri Lanka. So BIMSTEC stands for Bay of Bengal Initiative for the Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, and they established one technology transfer center at Colombo, Sri Lanka. So the objective of this technology transfer center is to coordinate, to facilitate and strengthen cooperation in the technology transfer among the BIMSTEC member states, and it is by promoting sharing of experiences and capacity building. And remember about BIMSTEC Secretary General is Tenzin Lekpal. I am writing here the name, Tenzin Lekpal, and headquarters is in Dhaka. Dhaka is in Bangladesh, and total member countries are 7. One is Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Thailand. And you can also remember the next approval. Cabinet gives note for the 5G auction, and total 72,997.8 megahertz spectrum to be put on block by the July 2022. So just read this line, otherwise this is not so much important. Next is renowned critic and linguistic Professor Gopi Chand Narang ji passed away. So a distinguished 91-year-old Urdu scholar and Indian theorist and linguistic Professor Gopi Chand Narang passed away in United States of America. And he was born in the present day of Balochistan, Pakistan, and he was professor at the University of Delhi and Jamia Millia Islamia. So Gopi Chand Narang has received the title of Padam Bhushan and Padam Shri in India. And in 2012, he was conferred with Sitara-e-Imtiaz. I am writing here Sitara-e-Imtiaz. This is known as Star of Excellence in Pakistan. And he received the Sahitya Academy Award in the year of 1995. And he is the only Urdu writer honored by the presidents of both India and Pakistan. This question is most important, so you have to remember the only Urdu writer honored by the presidents of both India and Pakistan. Name of this person is Gopi Chand Narang. And he has published more than 65 scholarly and critical books on the language, literature, poetic and cultural studies in Urdu and Hindi and English, including 10 books for the children under a title Let's Learn Urdu. And the full title is Let's Learn Urdu in English and Hindi. And he worked extensively on explaining and analyzing the works of Ghalib, Mir Taqi Mir, later Faiz Ahmad Faiz, and Firaq Gorakhpuri beyond thematic and the typical writings. Very famous, you can say, authors like Mir Taqi Mir, Faiz Ahmad Faiz, beyond any comparison. So these authors are beyond any comparison. So you have to just remember, renowned critic and linguistic Professor Gopi Chand Narang ji passed away, and this line is most important. I am again repeating, he is the only Urdu writer honored by the president of both India and Pakistan. Moving to next question. Next question is in the important question section, but first of all you have to like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe our channel if you are new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link so that you can receive the notification on time. Here is the question. Ananth Technologies new spacecraft manufacturing facility inaugurated in which area or in which city? And answer of this question is Bengaluru. C is the answer. So just remember the question as same as in slide. Dr. S. Somnath ji, who is currently the chairman of ISRO, inaugurated the Ananth Technologies new state-of-art spacecraft manufacturing facility in Karnataka, and exact place is in Bengaluru. This is India's first such facility in the private sector. So it is a 15,000 square meter facility, can simultaneously conduct assembly, integration and testing of 4 large spacecraft. So the main objective is to pursue space science research and planetary exploration and to harness space technology for the development of India. So Ananth Technology, established in 1992, designs and manufacturing system for the Indian aerospace, and it has manufactured 89 satellites, 69 launch vehicles launched by ISRO, including 2 satellites for the European customers that ISRO had built in collaboration with the Airbus and France. So this is very important company for the private sector, especially to increase the emergence of the private sector in the space sector. So that's why this Ananth Technology company was established in 1992. Moving to next question. Next question is in the one-liner important point. Here is the first. Government of India to set up Prime Minister Shri schools to prepare the students for future. We already covered this question in detail. Canara HSBC OBC Life Insurance Company rebranded as the Canara HSBC Life Insurance Company. So Canara Bank holds 51% stake in the insurance arm, and HSBC holds 26% and PNB holds 23%. PNB, it means I am talking about Oriental Bank of Commerce. So following the PNB exit, the stake will acquire by the existing stakeholders. So Tata Projects win the bid to construct Noida International Airport. We already covered this question. Next, India successfully tests short-range ballistic missile of Prithvi 2. Again covered. India has ranked 68th in the overall skill proficiency globally, and Switzerland tops. Again we covered. International Day of Family Remittances 2022 observed on the 16th of June. So this day is not so much important, but this is just for your knowledge. It is to recognize more than 200 million migrant workers across the globe who send money home to more than 800 million family members. And the day also highlights the resilience of the migrant workers in facing economic insecurities, natural as well as climate related disasters and global pandemic. So just remember, International Day of Family Remittances observed on the 16th of June 2022. Moving to next question. Next question is the 16th of June 2022 question. Question was, who won the prestigious Genesis Prize 2022? First of all, you have to remember this Genesis Prize is a $1 million annual prize awarded to a Jewish people who have achieved significant professional success in recognition of their accomplishment, contribution to humanity, and commitment to the Jewish values. And the prize was founded in the year of 2012 with a $100 million endowment from the 5 Russian philanthropists, and it has been referred to as the Jewish Nobel Prize. Again, this is very, very important. And this year in 2022, this award goes to Albert Bourla. And who is Albert Bourla? Albert Bourla is currently the CEO as well as the chairman of largest manufacturing company in the pharmaceutical sector. This is Pfizer vaccine, largest manufacturing of vaccine company. This is Pfizer. And this award is given for the leadership, determination, and willingness to assume great risk, which resulted in Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine being ready in the record time, like months instead of the years. So moving to next question, it is the question of the day. Who won Stockholm Water Prize of 2022? So you have to tell me answer only in the comment box. I am waiting your answer. But please like this video, share this video, and subscribe our channel. And you can also join our all platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and especially the Telegram channel. But don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy, and always take care of your health. Thank you guys. Take care and bye-bye.